I'm going to show you how to play the top 7 lo-fi chord progressions on the piano. Now, while these are more advanced chords, don't worry, even if you're a beginner, by the end of this video, you'll be able to play this. Before we jump in, I'm giving away a free piano lesson, so comment down below piano mastery. I'm selecting one winner out of the first 200 comments to work with me one-on-one for free. Let's jump in. So I'm here on the piano, and the first chord progression I'm going to show you is an A minor 9, D minor 9, A minor 9, and E altered chord. So the 9th chord can be a little confusing at first, but I have a very simple method to learn it. So I use chord strategies. I first find my root, which is an A. And from here, I'm going to count up 2 semitones, 2 notes. So I go up and to the right, 1, 2, and I hit this next note with my right hand. And I completely ignore my left hand now and just focus on my right hand because I'm going to create a major 7th chord. So I count using the 3-2 strategy. So I go my C, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. And that's an awesome chord, right? That's a 9th chord. Very simple. Again, you just needed to know what the chord was called and follow the strategy, and it's good. Now I take my C and I bring it up here, and I take my E and I bring it up here. So it sounds like this. Really nice sounding chord. And then from there, I jump into a D minor 9th chord. So to find the D minor 9th chord, again, I use these chord strategies. So I find my D, and I count up 2. 1, 2. Same thing, make that major 7th chord. So now I jump back and forth between these 2 chords. Back to the A minor 9th. And now I go to this chord. And this is a very, very sexy chord. So the way to make this one is I start with the E altered chord is what I call it. It's like E7, sharp 9, sharp 5. It's a little bit confusing what the theory is behind it, but you find your E, and then you count up 3 notes. So you go 1, 2, 3. And this is now my root. So notes in between, guys. And then this is the chord. I believe some call it a Lydian chord. I just call it the 7th Lydian chord. That's how I call it. And what I do is I count 3 notes from my root. So I go 1, 2, 3. I count 1. And then I count 4. So 3, 1, 4. So you ignore the first note, which I have right here, which is the E. And I focus just on making the 7th chord. If you look at it this way, it's a lot easier than other methods out there. You figure out your root. You count up a couple notes, and then you make a separate chord with the right hand, and the left hand just plays the root note. So here you go. And it sounds nice. I throw in the B sometimes in the right hand, but you don't have to do that, right? So that is the first chord. The second one is a nice rocket back and forth between the C major 9th and the F major 9th. So the way I make major chords, again, I go find my C, C major 9th. I count 1, 2, 3. And now I make a minor 7th chord, which is the 2, 3, 2 strategy. And again, the guide down below, which you can get for free, gives you all these strategies so you can create these chords. So I count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Another nice lush chord. And what I'll do is I'll bring my E and my G up. So I'll just bring my E up. And there it is right there. I can go between these notes. And then the next one is an F major 9th. So instead of just playing a chord like this, which is the chord, and it does sound good, I'll create it real quick. So I'll find my F, that's the root, F major 9th, count up 3 notes and notes in between right here. And then it's the 3, 2, 3, or the 2, 3, 2 strategy because I'm making an F minor 7th. But if I'm playing these notes right here, I don't want to jump up and play that. So the way to play this chord, and it sounds really nice and really easy, is you just take this G up here and bring it down here. So the next chord I'm going to show you actually starts off with this F major 9th chord. Now, when you study the chord lineup that I talk about in other videos, there's a chord trick where you take a major chord and turn it into a minor chord. And that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna take this fourth chord in the key of C major, which is the F, and we're gonna make it a minor chord. So how do we make a minor ninth chord? Well, we find our F here, and then we use that same strategy and put a major seventh up here, which is you count up 2. But I'm gonna take this G and bring it down here. And I rock back and forth. And then the next chord, again, these are out of the key of C major. All these are in the key of C major, but we're borrowing from other keys. Is this A flat major ninth. And it sounds like this. This is a beautiful one, right? So what we're doing here is we are essentially doing this. We're basically taking our E, da, 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 and we're just playing it up. So I'll play this again. It's just a beautiful sounding chord. And we're taking this and bring it there. So that's a really awesome one that I love playing. The next one we're gonna go into is an A minor ninth, F major ninth, D minor ninth, and then an F mid maj 7, which I'm going to show you how to play, and we can show you in the chord guide as well how easy it is. So I've already played these chords for you guys. And this last one, I forget. So I'm going to reference my chord guide here, and I'm going to go in and find my 7th chords, and it's just how easy this is, and I'm going to look up the chord strategy. So here we go. Mid major 7th. Okay, it's the 2-3-3 strategy. So it's an F major minor major 7th. So I go here, I count up 2, 1, 2, and then I do 1, 2, 3. And notes in between, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Do I like that? Ooh. That G minor 7 sounded pretty good in there. So this one right here, you can substitute, instead of making it an F minor, we make it an F major. And just like that, we have a dope sound. So again, we're gonna keep going here with the 5th one, A minor 9th. We're gonna go into a G minor 7th, a B flat major 7th, and an F major 9th. Now again, you're wondering, how am I figuring out all these chords? It goes into a little bit more of the music theory, which I cover in other videos, but basically we're taking certain chords, we're making them minor to major. So another example here is normally in the key of C, the G chord, which is the 5th chord, is a major chord. But for this instance, we use a chord trick and we make it minor now. And we also make it a minor 7th to give that nice voicing and extension. So I have this A minor 9th here, which I've already played. And then we have this G major 7th. Now, here I actually like playing the B flat major 9th, and then going into, it's really beautiful, right? So I'm gonna play this slow so you guys can look at the voicing. It's so beautiful, right? And look at my hands, guys. I'm not jumping around and playing these as they would be, right? So if I was playing it, you know, as the chord is written in block format, it'd be like this. Now that does sound good, but there's something about keeping the notes near the hand and not moving the hand too much when you're playing these chords that makes it sound great. So that's an awesome one. I love that one. Let's keep going. We got 2 more. Bear with me here. And again, if you're a beginner, you can watch all these, put your hands in the piano the right way, and you, by the end of this video with enough practice, you can play them too, and they sound awesome, right? Okay, F major 7th, D minor 9th, E minor 9th, and then A 7 sus 2. Now let's go into this. So I have my F major 7th here. Now the cool thing about this is when I have a D minor 9th, I just go to the D. then an E minor 7th. And then where do we go next? A7 sus2. Now, if you don't know how to play that, well, you can again look at the chord guide that comes along with this video. So the way I like playing the A7 sus2 is I take my A and I go up a perfect fifth. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically to the E, and I make a minor chord. Beautiful, right? I'll take the E and jump it up an octave. And then if I really want to end this chord, I'll make it a major chord. This is an A7 dominant chord, but I can make it an A major 7th like that. So here we go with the chord. And now I'm just playing all the chords from the other stuff, right? I don't want to go too crazy here, but beautiful chords, right? So we had that E minor 7th chord in the last progression, and in this progression, I'm going to show you the walk down trick that I love using. So when we go from minor to minor chord, right? Let's say we're in the key of C major, and the second chord's a D minor, and the third chord's a E minor. What you can do is you can walk down, but if you do that as a 7th chord, it sounds like this. And then we have our G sus13 chord, which is that chord you hear right before the ending in many gospel churches and many different types of songs. It just reminds me of like amen. You know, that's what that kind of chord reminds me of, right? Because I've sang a lot of different gospel music and back in my choir days, and that chord was always there. I never really knew it, but now I know it. It's a G sus13 chord. And to make it, it's really simple. You can just take a G here, you go down one semitone right here to this F, and you bring the F up here. And then you just play out an F major 7th chord. You can also make this a minor 7th chord. Ooh. You can also keep this F major chord, and you could jump up here if you want. And there you have it, guys. Those are the 7 top lo-fi chords that I have found so far. You now know how to play them, so it's up to you. Go here on the piano, mess around with them a little bit. They're really awesome chords. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about these complex chords for like R&B, house, neo soul, which I love making house music, you can check out the next video after this, which goes through it as well. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. Again, comment down below piano mastery to take that one-on-one piano session. And also guys, check out, I have a piano course down there as well. It's a free course that kind of shows you my whole methodology on how it works, as well as all the free MIDI packs and everything else like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You took something out of it. If anything, you now know how to create these chords, and you can get the free chord guide, study chord progressions, play them on the piano, create them in your DAW, and have fun making music. So that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.